Good evening and welcome to the 9 p.m. English News Edition brought to you live from RTD channel. Tonight, headlines are the launch of the project to support economic and financial governance known as PAGEV marks a new step in strengthening the country's economic and budget management. And on the international front, the 2026 FIFA World Cup will open at the Azteca Stadium with a grand ceremony before the opening match between Mexico and South Africa. Those were the top stories, and welcome back to our newsroom. Prime Minister Abdulkader Kamel Mohamed chaired the official launch ceremony of the Public Financial Governance Support Project known as PAGEV, a project initiative aimed at strengthening economic governance, transparency, and the efficiency of public finance management in Djibouti. The ceremony was attended by the Minister of Budget, Osman Ibrahim Roble, the Minister of Economy and Finance in charge of Industry, Ilyas Moussa Dawali, as well as representative of the United Nations system, technical and financial partners, and several national institutions involved in public governance reforms. A various assessment conducted in recent years, particularly under the PFA methodology, have highlighted significant progress made by Djibouti in modernizing its legal and institutional framework, strengthening budgetary discipline, and developing tools for public finance management and oversight. They have also identified several areas for improvement in order to further enhance the performance of the national public financial management system. Aligned with the orientation of Vision Djibouti 2035, PAGEV aims to consolidate this achievement and accelerate reform through four strategic components with a total funding of $20 million. The project will contribute notably to strengthening tax administration, improving public expenditure management, and modernizing financial information systems, and developing e-government, and reinforcing mechanism of control, transparency, and accountability. Taking the floor, the Executive Secretary for Public Finance Reform, Dr. Ibrahim Abdou Ali, presented the main component of the PAGEV as well as its expected results. He stated that the project represents a key lever for accelerating reforms and strengthening economic governance in the country. He further explained that the PAGEV is designed to improve the overall performance of public financial management systems. And according to the doctor, the initiative will help consolidate the progress already achieved in recent years in the field of public finance. Dr. Ibrahim Abdou Ali also emphasized that the project will contribute to reinforcing transparency and efficiency in public administration. He finally underlined that it is an essential tool for sustaining and deepening ongoing reform effort. In turn, the Minister of Economy and Finance in charge of Industry, Ilyas Moussa Dawali, recalled that the project is fully aligned with the government's vision. Let's listen to the Minister.
Il est dit que le principal risque d'une réforme n'est pas l'insuffisance.
The Minister of Finance stated that the PAGF project represents a decisive step in the modernization of Djibouti's public finance system. He explained that strengthening domestic resource mobilization remains a priority for the government in order to finance development projects and improve public services. The Minister noted that the reform will focus on enhancing tax administration, expanding digital services, and improving compliance mechanisms. According to him, modern and efficient revenue collection systems are essential to ensuring the sustainability of public finances and reducing dependence on external financing. He stressed that the reforms introduced under the PAGEF will help create a more transparent, efficient, and equitable fiscal environment capable of supporting the country's long-term economic ambitions.
For his part, the Minister of Budget, Osman Ibrahim Roble, stressed the importance of strengthening fiscal discipline within public financial management. Let's listen to him.
Ce projet marque un moment historique
The Minister of Budget emphasized that the project will significantly improve the management and monitoring of public expenditures. He explained that the modernization of financial management tools will allow government institutions to plan, execute, and monitor budgets more effectively. The minister noted that greater transparency and accountability in budget execution are necessary to strengthen public confidence and improve the performance of state institutions. He added that the implementation of modern financial management platforms and the publication of regular budget reports will provide decision makers with reliable information and improve oversight mechanisms. According to him, these reforms will contribute to ensuring that public resources are used more efficiently and in line with national development priorities.
Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed underlined the importance of PAGEF in supporting the government efforts agenda. The Prime Minister's statement now.
Mesdames et Messieurs, le lancement du PAGEF intervient à un moment décisif.
The Prime Minister declared that the launch of the PAGF demonstrates the government's determination to accelerate structural reforms and strengthen economical governance. He stated that efficient public institutions are a fundamental pillar of sustainable development and social progress. The Prime Minister emphasized that the project is fully aligned with Vision Djibouti 2035 and reflects the country's commitment to building a modern, transparent, and accountable public administration. He noted that improving revenue collection, strengthening expenditure management, and increasing transparency within public institutions are all necessary conditions for achieving inclusive economical growth. The Prime Minister also welcomed the support of international partners and expressed confidence that the reforms will deliver tangible benefits for citizens and future generations.
The Speaker of the National Assembly, Dileita Mohammed Dileita, granted an audience to the Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany, Heike Fuller, as part of her farewell visit. During the meeting, both officials reviewed the quality of relation between the two countries. On this occasion, the Speaker of Parliament highlighted the positive trajectory of bilateral ties throughout the ambassador's mission, reaffirming Djibouti's commitment to strengthening a partnership based on mutual interests. For her part, Dr. Fuller expressed her deep gratitude to the Speaker of the National Assembly for his availability and support throughout the exercise of her duties. The Minister of Agriculture, Water, Fisheries, Livestock and Resources, Rodwan Abdullahi Bahdon KUR, to visit this morning to the National Food Analysis Laboratory known as LANA as part of his ongoing tour of familiarization visit of institutions under his department supervision. He was accompanied by the Secretary General of the Ministry, Ibrahim Elmi. Upon arrival, the minister was welcomed by the Director General of LANA, Hassan Kamil Ali, as well as by senior staff and employees of the institution, which plays a strategic role in ensuring food safety in the country. The visit began with a tour of the various laboratories where microbiological and physical chemical analysis of food products are conducted. The minister observed firsthand the meticulous work carried out daily by technicians and specialists to monitor the quality of imported food products before they are placed on the market. The stage of the visit highlighted the essential role of LANA in protecting public health through sanitary controls of food products at ports, the airport, and other entry points across the country. The minister then proceeded to the meeting room where he received a detailed presentation of the institution from the CEO, Hassan Kamil Ali. The presentation outlined the laboratory's core missions, including food and water analysis, quality control of products intended for consumption, and support for economic operators in complying with standards. The Minister of Energy spoke about the recent rise in fuel prices on the national market. He explained the reasons behind the increase and gave details about the country's fuel stock situation. He was questioned by our colleague Tariq Adnan. The minister said that the increase in fuel prices is not a local problem. It is linked to the international situation. He did not fail to point out that ongoing geopolitical tensions in the Middle East are affecting global energy markets. These tensions are causing instability, he said, in oil supply and prices worldwide. He also mentioned that problems in global sea transport are affecting supply chains and increasing price change. He added that Djibouti, as a country that imports fuel, is directly affected by this international change. He explained that the government had managed to keep fuel prices stable for more than 3 months. This was done through subsidies to protect citizens from a global price increase. However, he said this policy has become too expensive for public finances, which made a price adjustment necessary. The minister confirmed that the price increase only affects diesel. The price of diesel has moved from 205 to 285 Egyptian franc per liter. He noted that the fuel is still heavily subsidized by the government, and without this support, the price will be much higher. Speaking about the fuel availability, the minister said there is no shortage in the country. He explained that recent crowding at fuel stations was caused by public concern and people trying to stock up fuel. However, he assured that these fears are not based on reality. He stated that the country has enough fuel reserves and that supply is stable. Importation and distribution systems are working normally and there is no risk of shortage. He added that the storage capacity helps secure the national supply. The minister called on the public to stay calm and avoid unnecessary panic. He finally reassured citizens that fuel distribution is continuing normally and that the authorities are closely monitoring the situation to keep the market stable. And following the statement of the Minister of Energy on fuel prices and supply, the Minister of Transport also addressed the issue, focusing on the impact of this situation on the transport sector. The Minister of Transport, Saeed Noor Hassan, explained that in response to the increase in fuel prices, the government has introduced a specific support mechanism for public transport operators who are among the most affected by this situation. He stated that buses, minibuses, and taxis now benefit from a special fuel prices of 215 Egyptian franc per liter of diesel compared to 285 francs for other vehicles. According to the minister, this measure is designed to reduce the financial burden on transport professionals and maintain stability in the public transport system. He added that this decision is part of a targeted policy aimed at preventing fuel price increases from leading to higher transport costs for citizens. He emphasized that this is a strong state effort to support transport operators and ensure a sector stability. The Minister of Transport, Saeed Noor Hassan, also warned transport actors that any unjustified increase in transport fares, despite this government support, will not be tolerated. He said that monitoring and control mechanisms are in place to ensure that approved prices are respected and that citizens truly benefit from these measures. He further reminded that toll-free number 2020 is available to report any abuse or unfair pricing practices. So finally, the minister reaffirmed the government's commitment to supporting the transport sector. And at the same time, the government has extended its support measures to other transport operators to further ease the impact of the fuel prices increase. Behind every bus, every minibus, and every taxi are professionals working under pressure. The state has decided not to leave them alone in the face of the fuel crisis. The government has strengthened its support to the transport sector. As a result, the Djibouti Transporters Union has distributed diesel cards to bus and minibus drivers, a measure directly financed by the state to help absorb the impact of rising fuel prices. These professionals ensure daily mobility for the population, both in the capital and in the two regions. For the authorities, it was important to act quickly to avoid any disruption in the public transport system. However, the effort does not stop there. Taxi are also included in this support program. Registration campaign for drivers and their vehicles has been launched. The aim is to build a reliable and complete database in order to organize in the coming weeks a fair distribution of fuel cards to this category of persons. Union officials welcome the state's commitment and reaffirm their willingness to work closely with the authorities to jointly address the challenges facing the sector. Still with the national news, the Minister of Trade and Tourism, Orbis Halef Orbis, chaired a consultation meeting this morning with the importers and traders. The meeting aimed to assess the availability of essential food products on the national market and to remind businesses of their obligation to respect official price controls set by the Ministry of Trade and Tourism. This meeting is part of ongoing government efforts to protect household purchasing power and ensure a stable supply of basic goods across the country. Discussion focused on current stock levels, supply conditions, and the challenges faced by economic operators following recent inspection carried out nationwide. Authorities say the local market situation is generally stable and satisfactory. Essential goods such as flour, oil, rice, sugar, powdered milk, pasta, and eggs are available in sufficient quantities to meet consumer demand, except for cooking oil. A shortage of cooking oil was recently observed on the national market. In response, the government has released its strategic reserves to ensure market supply and protect its consumers. In a statement to the Radio Television of Djibouti, RTD, the Minister of Trade and Tourism, Orbis Halef Orbis, reassured the public about the availability of essential food products across the country. He said that inspections carried out by the relevant authorities showed that stocks of basic goods, including flour, rice, oil, sugar, powdered milk, pasta, and eggs, remain sufficient to meet consumer and needs or demand. The minister also announced the strengthening of market control operation in line with the directive of the President of the Republic. These inspections aim to combat speculation, artificial shortages, illegal stockpiling, and any unjustified price increase that could affect households. He emphasized that prices of essential goods remain stable and in line with official rates set by the Ministry of Trade. And as part of preparation for the upcoming June 27 Independence Day celebration, the Minister of Youth and Culture, Fardousa Moussaïgé, and the Secretary of State in charge of Sport, Fatma Ali Abdallah, held a working meeting at the Ministry of Youth and Culture headquarters. The meeting brought together senior officials from both ministries to coordinate the actions and define the main guidelines for the national celebrations. Discussion focused on designing a rich and diverse program of activities highlighting Djiboutian youth through cultural and sport events. Both sides reviewed the proposals for entertainment and discussed the organization of planned activities for this important national occasion. And at the end of the meeting, the two officials agreed on a joint schedule of sport and cultural events. This reflects their commitment to strengthen interministerial cooperation and encourage youth participation in Independence Day celebration. The initiative, let's recall, aims to make the 49th anniversary of Djibouti independence a moment of unity, social cohesion, and youth empowerment. An information meeting dedicated to the Francophonie Economic Mission was held this Thursday morning at the Djibouti Chamber of Commerce. The event brought together many private sector stakeholders, including business leaders, entrepreneurs, and representatives of professional organizations. The meeting aimed to present the goals and opportunity and prospect of the economic mission of La Francophonie, which is scheduled to take place in Djibouti from October 6 to 8, 2026. Organized with the support of the International Organization of La Francophonie and the Djibouti Chamber of Commerce, the initiative seeks to strengthen economic exchanges, business partnership and investment among Francophone countries. Participants were informed about the participation procedures and the various activities planned during the mission. This include B2B meetings, business forums, exhibition, and networking session designed to promote trade opportunities. Taking the floor, the president of the Djibouti Chamber of Commerce, Yusuf Moussa Dawale, stated that the information meeting was organized to present the objective and opportunities of the Francophone Economic Mission. Let's listen to him.
Aujourd'hui, nous allons échanger sur les opportunités qui s'offrent aux entreprises djiboutiennes à travers l'atelier.
The president of the Chamber of Commerce highlighted the importance of the upcoming economical mission of La Francophonie as a unique platform for business development and investment promotion. He stated that the event will bring together economic actors from across the Francophone world, creating valuable opportunities for dialogue, networking, and partnership building. According to him, Djibouti possesses numerous competitive advantages, including its strategic geographic position and modern logistics infrastructure, which make it an attractive destination for investors. He encouraged local companies and entrepreneurs to actively engage in the mission and take advantage of the opportunities it offers to expand their activities, access new markets, and establish lasting commercial relationships.
The Deputy Minister in charge of investment reportedly stated that the Francophone Economic Mission represents a strategic opportunity to enhance Djibouti's attractiveness.
D'ici au 8 octobre prochain, notre capitale aura le privilège.
The Minister Delegate for Investment stressed that the economic mission of La Francophonie will serve as an important catalyst for attracting new investment and strengthening economic cooperation. He noted that Djibouti has undertaken significant reforms aimed at improving the business climate and facilitating private sector growth. The Minister explained that the mission will allow international investors to gain a better understanding of the opportunities available in key sectors such as logistics, infrastructure, energy, tourism, and digital technologies. He added that the government remains committed to creating a favorable environment for investment and entrepreneurship. According to him, the event represents an opportunity to showcase Djibouti's economic potential and reaffirms its position as a regional hub for trade and investment.
Other story now, the civil society support program implemented in partnership between the Republic of Djibouti and the European Union was officially closed this morning at the Kempinski Palace Hotel. Launched in 2025, the program aimed to support the government of Djibouti in building a strong institutional, legal, and technical framework. This was designed to better organize a non-governmental organization and to increase their participation in public policy design and implementation. The closing ceremony was chaired by the Secretary General of the government, Al-Mis Mohammed Abdullahi. It was attended by several senior officials, including the Secretary General of the Ministry of Interior, Suleiman Moumin Roble, the Secretary General of the Prime Minister's Office, Naguib Abdallah, and the head of the European Union delegation to Djibouti, Denisa Elena Lunet, representative of civil society, who also took part in this important event. And during its implementation, PASOK helped strengthen the capacity of civil society organization. This allowed them to better contribute to local governance, community development, and citizen participation. The program also supported the improvement of the legal framework governing this organization. As a result, several draft laws were adopted by the National Assembly, while other proposals were submitted to modernize and structure the associative sector in Djibouti. Let's listen now to the Secretary General of the Ministry of the Interior.
L'assistance technique de PASOK a travaillé en étroite collaboration.
The Secretary General of the Ministry of Interior stated that the PASOK program has played a significant role in strengthening the institutional framework governing civil society organizations in Djibouti. He explained that the initiative has contributed to improving cooperation between public institutions and civil society actors while promoting greater citizen participation in development efforts. According to him, the program has also supported important legal and regulatory reforms aimed at providing associations and non-governmental organizations with a clearer and more structured operating environment. He emphasized that a strong and organized civil society constitutes an essential partner in addressing social challenges and supporting community development across the country.
For his part, the Secretary General of the Prime Minister's Office, Naguib Abdullah Kamil, said that the PASOK program had contributed to strengthening the institutional and legal framework governing civil society organization in Djibouti. Let's listen to him.
La restitution du diagnostic que nous examinons aujourd'hui intervient à un moment déterminant.
The Secretary General of the Prime Minister's Office highlighted the government's commitment to promoting participatory governance and strengthening dialogue with civil society organizations. He noted that the achievements of the PASOK program demonstrate the positive impact that collaboration between public institutions, development partners, and civil society can generate. According to him, strengthening the capacities of local organizations contributes not only to better governance but also to more effective implementation of public policies. He stressed that the government will continue supporting initiatives aimed at encouraging citizen management, social inclusion, and community participation. The Secretary General further emphasized that sustainable development requires the active involvement of all stakeholders in society.
And now let's take a listen to the Secretary General of the government.
Qui sont réunis dans le cadre de cet atelier de restitution. Je souhaiterais que nous puissions profiter de cette réunion.
The Secretary General of the government stated that the completion of the PASOK program marks an important milestone in Djibouti's efforts to strengthen civic engagement and institutional cooperation. He praised the progress achieved in building the capacities of civil society organizations and improving their participation in national development initiatives. He noted that the program has laid the foundations for a more structured and constructive relationship between public authorities and civil society actors. According to him, the government remains committed to consolidating these achievements and pursuing reforms that encourage transparency, participation, and inclusive governance. He concluded by emphasizing that civil society will continue to play a valuable role in supporting the country's economic and social development objectives.
In sport files now, as part of preparation for the official launch of the 2026 World Cup, a team mandated by the Secretary of State in charge of sport carried out an inspection tour this Thursday morning of the main sites selected to host the public screenings of the matches started from the opening night. This technical mission aims to ensure that installation comply with the standards, that projection systems are of a good quality, and that conditions for welcoming the public are adequate for all evenings of the competition. Two main sites have been selected as official gathering points, Guled Stadium and King Fahd Complex, which will host supporters throughout the competition. On site, the delegation reviewed the technical equipment, security arrangements, and logistical organization plan to ensure smooth broadcast in a safe and festive environment. The mission team included several key officials from the national sport sector, namely the Director General of NPS, Mohamed Omar Ali, the Regional Director, Omar Hassan Abdullahi, and the Communications Officer, Idris Adoita. And the 2026 FIFA World Cup will officially begin this Thursday at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City, with a special opening ceremony before the first match between Mexico and South Africa. Stadium gates will open at 6 p.m. local time. The opening ceremony will take place from 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. followed by warms up. The match will kick off at 10 p.m. So that's it for tonight's news. Thanks for being with us. Stay tuned for more on RTD channel.